On today's wrestling news, we've got a huge title change on SmackDown.
There is a new Rhodes in town.
More on a potential Chris Jericho WWE return.
Kenny Omega comments on his health status.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the news time? My name is Phil Chambers. I'm joined by Gareth Morgan to talk all things wrestling news. But first up, SmackDown last night. There was a big old title change in the main event in Lyon, France. And it was Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa for the US title. And Sami Zayn is our new United States champion. Now, it was kind of the usual shenanigans towards the end of the match with the MFTs on the outside, kind of causing distractions and interference and things like that. But Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu came out to kind of level the playing field and even up the odds. And as they all kind of fought on the outside, it left Sami and Solo Sikoa to go at it in the ring, and then after like a dodged Samoan spike, it led to two haluva kicks in the corner, and Sami Zayn took down Solo Sikoa. He's had the US title for 62 days now, and had a grand total of 2 title defenses against Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu, the people obviously that came out to help Sami beat him. But it's just nice. It's the first time Sami Zayn has ever won this championship. It was a bit of a odd thing in that he was just randomly kind of moved to SmackDown, and then all of a sudden he was here and he'd like given up his world title hopes and was going for the US title, but at least he got a championship. And it was a big old pop in Lyon. And the best thing I've seen from it was Kevin Owens' response to this on Twitter. He quote tweeted like a Triple H doing one of his pointy pictures, and Triple H was just saying a gutsy performance by one of the best, and Kevin Owens retweeted that, just saying one of the best indeed, top 1 in my opinion. I still hate him though, or maybe not, I don't know, it's hard to remember, depends on the day. I guess we'll see what happens. One thing I do know for sure is that he's the best. So yeah, Sami Zayn, US champion. I like it.
Yeah, and he is the best. We like our Sami, and I agree. It was very odd, just the way the whole SmackDown thing came about. It was just like the knock-on effect of the cross stuff being a bit up in the air, and they just kind of like, that's not happening. Let's just throw him on SmackDown. And he's got a history with the Bloodline MFT stuff anyway. And it was an easy fit. Like, it did make sense to a degree, but it's just a nice thing that's happened now. And I think it's another like way of like just showing how WWE are really into their capital M moments right now, aren't they? It's I feel like they just probably had that like mapped out on the calendar, like, okay, Sami Zayn, like, Quebec, speaks French, like, it's going to get a big old pop in France, like, let's just get that big moment there and a big SmackDown, and it'll be all over social media. But to be honest, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy, so I'm not that bothered really in the long run. It's a lovely thing. I like seeing good things happen to good people, so good for you.
Indeed.
Sami Zayn.
I do want to see him get back to the world title scene at some point.
Yeah.
We need world champion Sami Zayn at some point in our lives, god damn it.
2-belt Zayn.
Do for now.
2-belt Zayn, why not? WWE and US champion.
But you never know.
One can dream. But yeah, speaking of nice things and good things happening to good people, we've got, well, like, obviously a story that's been all over the place, but we might as well cover it as well. I think it was mentioned on SmackDown. Cody and Brandy Rhodes have welcomed their second child, so congratulations to them. That was announced on social media yesterday by Brandy, and the baby girl is named Leilani Ella Runnels. I hope I've said that right. And obviously joins the first child, Libby. And yeah, it is a bit of a surprise for a lot of people because we didn't really realise that they were expecting a second child. I think I hope I wasn't dreaming this, there was like a clip of Cody Rhodes in an interview recently, and he was like having a chat with somebody, it was like a month ago maybe, and they were like, yeah, how many kids have you got, Cody? And he was like, 2. I mean 1. I don't know why I'd say 2, that's weird. No, never mind. It's one of them where everyone's looked back and kind of gone, done the Leonardo DiCaprio point thing, like, that was the moment. But yeah, congrats to him, because it's amazing. It's lovely, obviously, when we can just welcome a new baby into the world, the new Rhodes, to join the crew, the new Runnels. Cody's obviously not been seen on TV since he was kicked through a table by Drew McIntyre, and yeah, he's not scheduled to be at Clash in Paris, and he was also recently doing filming for the impending Street Fighter movie, which also includes Roman Reigns, I believe. So yeah, that's what he's been up to. And Brandy she announced 2 weeks ago that she's opening up a kids boutique in Roswell, Georgia, and that's to go with the first business, which was Naked Mind, Yoga and Pilates. So very busy, the Runnels/Rhodes clan, and now they've got a new one to add to the mix. So yeah, just lovely, a lovely story.
Yeah, just nice when nice things happen to nice people. Yeah, not a lot more to add to it, just a nice story. Congratulations to the Rhodes family, and yeah, enjoy time with your new baby as he's off, because I assume like the filming stuff, he might take a little bit extra time to sort of be around his family for a bit before he comes back to the old WWE. And why the hell not? I like it. Nice things.
Good stuff.
But moving over to a potential Chris Jericho WWE return. Now, the speculation is still rampant about this, and there's been a bunch of reports from kind of all over the place talking about this potential return. Now, PW Insider was the latest one, saying that they have heard about conversations in WWE about a potential return for Chris Jericho, and that Chris Jericho has made overtures to see if WWE would be interested in him when his AEW deal expires. That's what they're hearing from sort of sources within WWE itself. Now, this adds to other reports from other people over the past sort of week or two. WrestleVox Radio said that the deal is expected once he's legally allowed to negotiate. They said they're told that several within WWE, including active talent, would like to see him return to the company, and that Jericho has remained friendly with a number of people inside WWE. And according to their source, they ultimately do expect a deal to be completed once he's legally allowed to do so. Now, the Wrestling Observer newsletter had a bit about this, saying that people in AEW believe that he won't be back with the company, and could even be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble, adding that his contract expires at the end of 2025. So that's when we can kind of expect to see a little bit more like actual legitimate news about this kind of thing. But it is perfect timing for a return to the Royal Rumble. Obviously, his last match was at the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, and his next WWE match could be in the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, which is an odd little bookend to a time away from WWE. But he's been out of action in AEW since April. But he did also like an Instagram post that was just sort of talking about a potential WWE return, and that's kind of the only thing we've seen from Chris Jericho himself in all of this. But Tony Khan did get asked about this at the recent Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor press conference as well, and he said that if and when the time presents itself, I would love to have him back. He's always in the highest of standing in AEW or Ring of Honor. So Tony would still welcome him back, but I guess it's the ball is in Jericho's court at this point. Maybe he feels like his AEW time is over, and he'd like to sort of finish up his run in WWE. It depends, like, you never know how long these people have left in their careers. Jericho's been going for a long time now, and he's been very good at reinventing himself and adding longevity to his career. I feel like this is another time where he kind of needs to reinvent himself a little bit, but like a final run in WWE sort of makes a lot of sense for the career that he's had.
Yeah, it does, and we spoke about it a little bit last week, I believe, as well, but I think the more I think about it and the more time passes, I'm just curious to see what it looks like. It is one of those where I want to see what he's like opposite some of the newer faces in WWE. Like, I'm not that bothered about the whole like going over old stuff, like having him like stood there opposite like a Randy Orton or like anyone like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen that a lot, and I'm not really that bothered about that kind of stuff. I want to see if we do get him back. Just Jericho. I'm saying this now, but we've had this in AEW where it's like Jericho mixing up with the younger talent, and, well, it doesn't always go so well, but I don't feel like creatively he'll have the same level of control that he did in AEW. So maybe
the reins tightened a little bit, which would probably help the likes of a Chris Jericho, let's face it.
At times, yeah. And if they pay him enough money, I'm sure he's smart enough to go, you know what, it's just worth doing. He'll get a few moments in there, here or there, because WWE do know what they do when it comes to preserving aura and like that kind of thing. So
WWE have fallen into the nostalgia traps with a couple of these returns, though. Like Edge, obviously, when he came back from his injury, like a lot of people were excited about the new things that we could see Edge getting mixed up with like some of the new talent that he never got a chance to, and then they kind of immediately fell back into the nostalgia runs of the Randy Orton stuff and things like that, and we never quite got like the dream matches that we were kind of hoping for. Did sort of more towards the end of his WWE run, but that was kind of more of a fast-paced rather than a prolonged feuds with these people. That was kind of what we all hoped for. There was someone else that I was thinking of, that like John Cena, I guess, as well. Like, they kind of fell into the nostalgia side of things rather than the sort of let's see what new things we can do. Obviously, the heel turn was a big part of that, but still.
I think Goldberg's one of the few where you kind of go, oh, that's a match I never thought I was going to see, the Gunther thing, and it was like that was well done to a degree. I think it was quite well executed, and that felt fresh, even for the person who's been around as long as Goldberg had. So there are ways of doing this, but I don't feel like Jericho's just going to come in for one match and leg it, is he? He's going to be around for a while. So interesting to see what will come about, if that does indeed come about. But all the noises and sounds do sound like it is going to happen. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Something else to keep an eye on is Kenny Omega's health status. So, yeah, you hear those two words after anything involving Kenny Omega, and you do get a bit worried, of course, because he's been doing an awful lot over the last couple of years. But I'm here to say that this is more of a positive set of comments that Kenny has thrown out, because fans got, well, probably a tiny bit worried. I think it was yesterday when the Observer dropped, because Dave mentioned in it, Dave Meltzer, he questioned if AEW are going to be able to sustain like the same high level of match quality that they have done over the last like couple of years, really, because we've lost the likes of Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, like they're all probably going to be out now for a little while. And then he mentioned that Kenny Omega is battling very serious pain. So straight away, everyone's going, no, Kenny, no, just lie down, have a rest, please, don't get hurt again. But now Kenny quickly came out and he quoted that story, those comments even, and he put this on X/Twitter, but everybody is in some way, right? Let's not worry about me. We got work to do next week. I'll be fine. So yeah, he referring to the fact that everyone's in some kind of pain at some point. I feel like Kenny's in probably more pain than most. Like, let's not just kind of take that away. Like he's gone through a lot with his diverticulitis and just trying to get back from that. And I think we spoke about it, or it may have been even on like a solo news at some point, but the fact that he just takes so long to recover now after each match because of just what his body's been through. He's not as young as he once was, and he's been put through the ringer, and it does take an awful long time now for his body to recover from these hellacious matches. And the lights out one at Forbidden Door was definitely one of those, so he probably did have to like have a minute. But then he was back on Dynamite, and I was like, Kenny, slow down, all right, just have a minute. But he's going to be on Dynamite again next week in that All-Star tag match, which is Hangman. Let's go over this again. So it's him and Hangman Page, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight against Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, and the Young Bucks. And they are not going to go at a slow pace, are they? So,
no.
Kenny, calm down, please. We just want to wrap him up in like bubble wrap for next year at Wembley. I want to see you one more time, just doing your thing and just protect him at all costs. I don't want my cleaner to get hurt.
Yeah. His wrestling style has not exactly been kind on his body. But it's also one of those things, no one's going to know his body better than him. And like, it feels like at least he's slowed down in recent years and started like listening to his body a little bit more. So like, I trust Kenny Omega to realize what's right for him and go down that route. But as far as what's his name, Meltzer is talking about like the match quality in AEW, like there's still a wealth of talent in AEW. Like you may have lost a couple of big hitters, but like between like the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, like in the sort of top end of
just
things,
reel off that tag match. Just reel off the people in that tag match.
Mike Bailey, and then the younger side of things with the Mike Baileys and the like Darby Allins and Daniel Garcias and things, like they're gonna be fine. Kyle Fletcher's of the world, like you're gonna be all right. AEW, I think it's gonna be fine. Let's face it.
Yeah, it's true.
But that is it. Let us know what you think about all of today's stories down in the comments below. And follow us over on the old social medias. You can follow me at Fill My Chambers. You can follow Gareth
everywhere at GMorgan04 on X, at Gareth Morgram on Instagram. And then in that Instagram, you can follow my personal training fitness page at fitness.focus.gm.
There you go. Get some fitness in your life. That's the catchphrase, right? Have yourselves a
too
bloody
big for the frame. Too big,
day.
man. Have fun. See you later.